But hear this, God has seen every tear, heard every cry, and remembered every sacrifice. You were never overlooked, you were being prepared. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. You are not random. Your journey has not been wasted. The delays were not denials, they were divine strategies. The detours were not punishments, they were protection. Yes, it has felt like the heavens were quiet, like God left you waiting in the hallway while everyone else got called into their next chapter. But beloved, heaven doesn't operate on man's timeline. Your process has been holy, and just because it has been hidden doesn't mean it hasn't been happening. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. Joel 2:25. There is a stirring in the spirit realm. God is announcing over you, the tides are turning. What you thought was the end is actually the beginning of something divine. That closed door? It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. That no was heaven's way of saying, I've got better. And now, something unusual is about to break forth. You're stepping into a season where the supernatural will interrupt the natural, where what doesn't make sense on paper will make sense in the spirit, where the very thing you were disqualified from will be handed to you, because God qualifies those He calls. This period of horror that you are facing can be equated to a time of sowing. And we know that the period of sowing is not always easy, but joy is assured in the end when you begin to reap all that you have sown. You shall come forth with a great harvest that will make you forget all the pains that you have been through. The horrors of the night will disappear and give way to light. So cheer up and allow yourself to smile again. You are coming out victorious, and you will be promoted to a place of honor and prominence. Psalm 23 verse 4 says, Yes, though I walk through the deep, sunless valley of the shadow of death, I will fear or dread no evil, for you are with me, your rod to protect and your staff to guide, they comfort me. There's nowhere it is written in the scriptures that we would not go through trials, or one problem or the other. Rather, the Bible tells us that we will go through these situations to prepare us for what is ahead. Isaiah 43 verse 2, When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they will not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned or scorched, nor will the flame kindle upon you. The above verse says when and not if. That is, you should know that you will face these challenges. However, like the psalmist, when you go through these situations, have no fear. Be strong, be courageous, and remain hopeful. Why, you may ask? Well, it is because you have God on your side. His rod will protect you and ensure you come out unscarred and unscathed. And His staff will guide you so you do not stumble or fall while you go through that process. It is just a process, a phase, and within a short while it will be gone as though it never existed. The horrors we face in life are different from each other. It could be that you have been sick for a long time and the doctors have given up on you already. You sleep in pain and wake up the same, not to talk of the burden that you have become to your friends and family. Or your once flourishing business has suddenly gone bankrupt. The bank has taken over everything. The bills are mounting and your friends have deserted you. Or it could be the pain and agony, the comparison, the constant mocking you are facing in your marriage with the issue of childbearing, and you want it to be over. It could be one or other situations that you are currently facing at the moment, and are wondering if there is a way out. You want the nightmare to be over so you can live life again as you should. Know that no situation or circumstance is too difficult for God to solve. He will make a way where there seems to be no way and bring you out of that situation triumphant. This is just the valley of the shadow of death, and the devil will try to terrify you, make you faint and lose heart, discourage all your efforts, and paint your situation as hopeless. But I have got good news for you. The first is that God is with you. If God is for you, who dares stand against you? They will fall flat on their face. They will become like chaff that the wind blows away. Remember, it is just the shadow of death, not death itself. Stop focusing on those things and instead focus on the one who is with you. The other thing is that God will bring you to a place of honor after you have been through that horror. Psalm 23 verse 5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my brimming cup runs over." That is exactly what God will do for you. After you have been through that situation, He will honor you in the presence of everyone, your enemies included. Remember how Job went through a very sad and disheartening experience. From being the wealthiest man in the East, he was reduced to nothing. He had to sit like a beggar with sores and put on rags. The horror he faced within a day was a nightmare no one ever wants to experience. Yet, God honored him again and made him great. He had double of what he had in the beginning. But that was because he refused to curse God or give up during his challenges. You have to be strong and have faith in God. He is the one that lifts the lowly and brings them to sit with kings in palaces. Your affliction is just for a moment, but it is working out for you a far greater weight of glory. Hebrews 12 verse 2 says, "Looking away from all that will distract to Jesus, who is the leader and the source of our faith, giving the first incentive for our belief, and is also its finisher, bringing it to maturity and perfection." He, for the joy of obtaining the prize that was set before him, endured the cross, despising and ignoring the shame, and is now seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Jesus endured the horrors of the cross, of taking on himself our sins and pain, and now he is seated with God in place of honor and glory, far above principalities and power. You are rising from your ashes today and will begin to feast with kings. You will be honored by men, women, and children. Because of what God is doing in your life, you will forget the horrors of the past. Arise and shine,